Hi, welcome. Thanks for watching and I appreciate you being here. This video is the monthly recap update for our finances. This is supposed to cover September 2022 finances where I go over the money highlights, debt update, and future plans. This video is so incredibly late. It has been so long since I've made one. I don't even know where to start. I almost forgot how to make a video, but I committed to doing one no matter what happens. So here we are, better late than never. I have spent the last few months putting out tons of fires. I'm not gonna go into the details because I don't want to bore you, and this isn't exactly a diary, but from transitioning my son to a new daycare, having water issues at one of the rentals, spending weeks and weeks dealing with insurance, having some deadlines that I have to meet for work, and recently my husband has been picking up on travel again, on top of some annual training requirements that I've had to do for work. I have been really busy. If you want to know how bad things have been for me time-wise, my driver's license was expired for several weeks before I ever got around to renewing it. I actually told myself that it was fine that I had an expired license because it was not revoked or suspended, and then one day I decided to look up that information because I wanted to make sure that I was right, and it turns out that I was wrong. It's actually illegal to drive without a driver's license, or at least drive with an expired one. I had to rush and take care of that, and if anybody from the Massachusetts State Police is listening in on this call, please note that that license has been renewed and I am no longer riding dirty. Anyway, with that said, in this video, I am going to cover the household money highlights, and that includes discussing our budget outcome, the largest spending categories, spending surprises, regrets, and money wins, expected upcoming irregular income or expenses. I'm also going to give a progress on the debt that we have. We do have a couple of debt items that I go over every month, and then I am going to quickly discuss some changes to the monthly update format. In the last couple of videos, I decided to make some changes because I felt like it was going to make the format a little bit more streamlined. And then make sure you stick to the end for upcoming updates and videos. But before we get into all of that, here is a little bit about me. Hi, welcome to my channel and I'm glad to have you here. Here's a little bit about my family. Our household consists of myself, my husband, and my toddler. My mom also lives with us, but she's not included in our finances. My husband and I both went to graduate school, but we no longer have student loan debt, fortunately. I work in banking and he works in aviation. I handle all of the family's finances and I love my role as the self-appointed CFO. I love talking about all things money, making money, saving money, investing money, and optimizing my portfolio and my finances in general. I look forward to taking you on a wealth building journey with us. I hope you enjoyed the videos and the channel as a whole, and I look forward to getting to know you. I am very open, so feel free to send me messages at any time or starting conversations in the comment section below. Okay, here are the money highlights. Overall, we were on budget. For specific categories, there was nothing worth highlighting. We weren't over budget or under budget in any particular area. Our top three largest spending categories totaled $4,282. Let's break them down. If you are enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit the like button so the algorithm knows that it's good, and of course subscribe for more content. If you think any of the information that I provide here might be helpful to somebody else, be sure to share it with them. The largest category was the mortgage, $2,700. That's a fixed cost. It's almost always the largest category unless something major happens. The second largest category was $940, and that is the car note that we have on one of the vehicles. And then the third largest category was $642. That represents a decrease of $958. This top three category is a little bit different because groceries aren't always a factor. That total amount for grocery spending is actually pretty routine for us, but usually it doesn't make the top three. And part of the reason is because we had no daycare expenses in September, and my son is actually only starting daycare back up this month in October. I'm still planning on making a video on that. It's just really hard to make extra videos when life is getting in the way of making the bare minimum videos that I committed to. As far as the top three categories, I find that there are some trends there. The top two categories are typically fixed. Number one is always the mortgage. mortgage, which is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And then number 2 most often is the daycare. But as I stated, we didn't really have daycare expenses for most of August and not at all in September. Number 3 category tends to be seasonal. I find that in the spring, landscaping is the biggest expense because it is the first landscaping job for several months, so there's a lot to do. In the summer, it tends to be leisure and travel. And in the fall, it can be gifts either for birthdays, because we do have a couple of birthdays in October and November. And also we have the holidays that come around, and as I start planning for them and as I start shopping early so I can get deals, if we have dinner that we either cover for somebody for their birthday or we cook at home for the holidays, that tends to be where the big expense comes in. And then in the wintertime, because I live in a cold climate, heating costs tend to be the highest expense. And that was before the crazy energy prices that we're seeing as a result of the war and inflation. That was always the case. I am sure that our energy bills this year are going to be astronomical and the highest we've ever seen since I've been tracking my finances. As far as household spending, we did not have any spending surprises. That is very good. We also didn't have any spending regrets. That means in September, we had a pretty easygoing month, which I'm sure you're wondering, how is that possible if you're mentioning that you're having some water issues in one of the rentals? I'm gonna go into the details in a separate video, but all of that is going to be covered by insurance. So even though we've had some nasty surprises, most of the stress has been surrounding the logistics of planning for the things that have happened and coordinating vendors, not so much money related or having to pay for anything. Moving on to next month's money moves. As far as next month, which really is this month that we're in, October, which is almost over, I expect our expenses to increase because my son is going back to daycare, and that's also going to change the top 3 categories of spending. We also have a couple of birthdays this month that will result in higher costs because we're going to be spending money on gifts and going out. Here is our debt update. For September, we made some progress on our debt. Let's start off with the largest debt that we have. That is the mortgage on a primary residence. That is a fixed interest rate at 2.63%. By the end of September, the remaining balance was $400,924. That represents a decrease of $763. The second highest debt that we have is the mortgage on rental property 1. That is a fixed interest rate at 3.75%. The remaining balance on that at the end of September was $156,345. That represents a decrease of $480. The third debt that we have is rental property number 2, fixed interest rate at 2.75%. The remaining balance at the end of September was $111,705. That represents a decrease of $581. I made a video discussing my experience as a real estate investor, how I got my rentals, and why I still own them, as well as my decision on whether or not I'm going to expand my portfolio. There's a link in the description box below, and you can watch that video if you're interested in finding out more. And then the smallest debt that we have is also the most recent debt. That is a car note that is fixed at 1.9%, and the remaining balance is $51,237. That's what it was at the end of September. That represents a decrease of $835 compared to the previous month. If you're curious about how we ended up with such a high car loan balance and monthly payment, I have a video on that too. I discussed the car buying experience during COVID, as well as the supply chain issues, why we needed the car, the loan process, and what kind of car we got. Overall, that represents a total debt decrease of $2,659 for the month of September. That left us with a combined balance of $720,211 by the end of the month. So that wraps up the numbers for our family for the month of September. In this next section, normally I would be talking about some monthly challenges. Every month I do a monthly challenge, and I would normally provide an update as part of this budget video. Then I started to wonder if the videos were getting too long, so I thought I would move the update to their own videos permanently. So I'm no longer providing the monthly challenge updates in this video. If you're interested, there will be a separate video on that, and you will be able to check that out when I upload it. And then obviously I have all of the September videos to catch up on. Of course, I always want to hear from you. I want to know, how did you do on your budget in the month of September? Did you meet your goals or did you fall short? If you had some wins, please make sure you share so we can celebrate with you. And if you fell short, share anyway, because maybe we'll have some words of encouragement. If you have any questions about my family's finances, post them below and I will be sure to answer them. And if there's any particular topic that you think I should address, let me know as well, and I'd definitely consider making a video on it. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you in the next one. I would like to continue sharing my thoughts on all things money with you. So I would appreciate it if you could help out the channel by liking this video and sharing it with anyone you think might benefit from it. If you want to see more content, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know when new videos come out. I'll see you in the next one.